So today we're going to be adding a gas strut to the back of the Jeep. Now these are just universal struts. They come with like a pivot point. If that can focus, probably not. Stop looking at my face. That can it comes with like a pivot top with two nuts, so you can actually screw into something. But I've gone an extra length and bought like little brackets that come with like a ball on the end that these actually pop into. I'll show you more of that a little bit later. But pretty much all I'm going to do is bolt one bracket to the inside of the Jeep and one to the door. So it's same as like if you've got a bonnet and it's like a soft close or opens up, it's going to keep that open. So the door's not going to get in the way every time I try and put something in the back. It's really annoying, especially when you've got kids, you've got your hands full of like camping gear or food or whatever else. And especially I might add like a little table that folds down in the back, especially if like your camp cooking stuff, you don't want it closing and bumping in. So what I've been doing, because it's been really annoying, all I've been doing is using like a bungee cord attached to the rear wheel, extending it out and to the spare. Yeah, that does work, but this is going to look a little bit nicer. It's going to be a little bit more permanent, and it's cheap. The gas strut alone was, I think, $15. So I think you can buy more expensive ones, you can buy cheaper ones off eBay, but I got this from my local hardware shop, Bunnings. Bunnings is an awesome place to buy car parts from. It's made for stuff around the house, but $15 from Bunnings, plus the other little brackets I bought. They were 2 for $5, pretty sure it was. So say $20 all up, and it's going to save a lot of hassle and a lot of time. So let's jump to the back. I got like a little idea of how I want to do this. I haven't done it before, and I haven't put any on the bonnet, so it's going to be like a first sort of thing. It can't be too hard. So let's jump in the back, try and work it out, and see the best way to be able to do this. Now it doesn't come with any bolts. It does come with bolts, sorry, I lied, but if you use kind of these threaded ends that I can't use because it's on a... I just broke it. No, I didn't break it. But you can use those if you're kind of going into like a flat surface where these are kind of will be on a bit of an angle. So that's why I've got these brackets, and I've got these little universal bolts that I also got from Bunnings, really cheap. I'll make a couple small holes and pretty much just bolt those into the wheel well and into the door. Hopefully that should work. Should be a pretty straightforward process. So now we're going to line it up, make a few marks with the Nico, trying to get it as flat as possible along the wheel well and the door. See how that looks and start drilling. Alright, so I got a bit ahead of myself, but I've already mounted the ones on the inside of the Jeep, and now I want to show you the ones on the door. So all I've done is made a couple marks, set it up like that. I made a couple marks with a black Nico of where onto drill. Now I've done one side only, then I've marked, well, then attached the one side, like actually put the screw in one side, then I can line up the other side perfect, so it's perfectly in line. So I've already done those, and it's a little bit harder. I thought it was going to be easy. I thought all behind here would be empty. It's not. It's completely packed with stuff. I don't know if you can see up there or not, but it's almost impossible to get your hands up inside there. So what I've had to do is just drill it out, make a small hole, and then with the drill and just screw it in. I thought it might be able to get behind there and actually bolt it in like I'm going to do with the door. I could probably take a few things off and do it there just so it's a bit more secure. I don't want it to rattle off or come loose when I'm four-wheel driving. I might look at doing that in the future, but I'd have to take quite a few things off. But for today, just an installation video, so I've got it. It's going to come in handy in the next couple of weeks. It's just bolted. It's pretty strong, as you can see. It's not like the actual Jeep's moving itself, but going along trails, up the beach, stuff like that, things rattle, things come loose, so I want to be as secure as possible. So, onto the door. I've already done one onto here. Like I said before, I've done One, marked it out with the blue pen so I can see where to drill it. So I've done one. I've left the other one to show you guys the process I'm doing. So it's a little bit hard. Well, it's not harder, it's actually a lot easier than I thought, because Jeep behind the spare wheel actually come, now it might not be with every Jeep, but for my 2005 TJ, it comes with a nice little air vent in the back here, as you can see. So it's like a little plastic bit there that just pops off, and you can actually see all the way behind there. So you can see the bolt that I've got in there. So what I'm going to be doing now is I want to remove that. So I'm going to drill first, make my hole, remove it to get to the other bolt because it's a little bit tight in there. You probably end up dropping the nuts or something. So what I'm going to do, pre-drill it now, set you guys down on a tripod, do a little time lapse of that. Then when it comes to the back, I'll show you guys what I'm doing with the back end to connect the nut to it. Alright, as you guys just seen there, I've just pre-drilled the hole. That's my hole from the first one, and that's my second hole there. Now, it's a little bit tight, so I would recommend using a pair of pliers to hold that nut tight so you don't lose it down the back. Lost nuts aren't good. So, in the back here, it's a little bit tight, so you've got the two holes there, and there's not much room in there at all. So, I got the first one in fine because it's kind of close to the edge, but I may run into trouble trying to get that nut lined up. I want to chuck you guys on the tripod again, do a little time lapse to see if I can get there. Hope I don't stuff it up, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so you guys just saw how easy that is. It's nice and tight, bolted from both sides, that's not going anywhere. So just grab your strut, and all you can do is attach it. So line it up, like I said earlier, like that. Get your distance to how far you want the door to open. Now it's going to change depending on how long a strut you've got. I probably should have got a longer strut so the door can open further, so I got more room. But it's just to get the door out of the way so it just doesn't lean back onto me all the time. So I'm not too worried about how far it opens, but in the future I could probably trade it in for a longer strut. Not sure how long this one is. Doesn't really say, just says it's high pressure, blah blah blah. So all it is now is it's got threaded ends and it's got pivot heads on it. So these heads got like a little clip. I don't know if you guys can see that little clip, so you can actually take those in and out to attach nothing. They come with like another little head that's got a thread on it. You can swap these out for these actual mounts and brackets to make it a lot easier to attach stuff like this. So, but you can actually pop these out, and they've got a threaded end which you just thread these and like that off. That whole head there comes off. You just thread into the shaft again, pull it tight, pop it over the head, the swivel head, because these rotate 180 degrees, I guess, 360 degrees. Pop it on, just slide that pin back in, and then there's actually got, see how much force that has behind it? And then, oh, look, perfect, absolutely perfect. How easy is that? So all up, $20. It was $5 for these mounts, and $15 for the actual head itself. Half an hour, an hour. Taking all the spare and stuff apart. Then it's bolted through both sides of there. As I said earlier, I probably need to change these in here. Just have to get up behind it and bolt it. It might be different in your ones if you've got an older one or a newer one. But yeah, I need to get them behind that. It's kind of tucked out of the way there as well. Oh, so satisfying. I've been waiting to do this for so long, and I've just got the chance to do it now. So I was trying to find these brackets online. I didn't even think to check my hardware store 5 minutes down the road for me. Quickly go there after work, pick them up, and it's just a quick weekend job. And look, got all this room now. I can put the baby in if I need to, grab the dog out, put camping gear in, whatever I need. Without that door, that bloody door, was the bane of my existence, hitting me in the butt every single time. Every single bloody time. Oh, so easy, so simple. It's just one of those mods that anybody can do at home. Like, I'm not a trained professional, I'm just some idiot in a garage underneath the house making stupid videos. Actually no, don't call my videos stupid. Anyway, just something really simple you guys can do at home that can save you just a lot of hassle with that door closing all the time, trying to put things in and out. You've got kids, you've got camping gear, bears, whatever it may be. But just a little recap of what I did. Had the door kind of resting against something so it didn't shut. Lined it up to where I kind of wanted it to be. Just made quick little marks next to the brackets, well, on the bracket holes. Pre-drilled one hole, bolted it in. I was happy with that position of where I wanted that bracket to sit, and did a couple test sections of where I actually wanted it to go, how far I wanted the door to be open as well. I don't want it too narrow, I don't want it too far open either. So I tested a couple times and I felt like this was the best option. I felt like this was a good position to have it. So I did one in there and one in the door, tested it, was really happy with that. Took it off again, did this side, as I said again, I would need to redo the inside of this so it's actually bolted properly to that. At the moment these are just screwed into the body, and make them like these as I showed you, really secure, actually probably bolted down so it's not going to go anywhere, or rattle loose when you're out four-wheel driving out on the trails, because I like how it works. I think it works pretty well. And that's pretty much it. Then again, just that unscrews, that's also on a swivel head so you can pop those off, really simple. And that's pretty much it. Really simple mod you guys can do at home to save you guys a lot of hassle. And that's the kind of videos I like to make. Simple stuff that's low budget, that actually helps you out, that's actually a good mod that Jeep should do from the factory. Or if there's another way to do it, maybe I could have tightened the bolts and the actual hinges itself to make it a lot tighter. But I think the new Jeeps have sort of this thing built into the actual hinge system, so when you open it, it stays open, like this. But sitting up the beach, you can actually sit in the back of the Jeep like this, have a beer, whatever, without the door closing onto you, because it's a pain in the ass. If anybody owns a Jeep TJ, you know what I'm talking about. All my Jeeps have always had this problem, and now I've got a good solution for it. So that's pretty much it for today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.